Hello everyone, welcome to TTV News with some latest events in TayNinhTV Province. The audience on February 12, TayNinhTV Provincial People's Committee and the Liaison Committee of TayNinhTV Association of Fellow Countrymen in Ho Chi Minh City held a meeting on the occasion of the Lunar New Year 2023.
The participants expressed their excitement about the outstanding results that the province has achieved in the past year, with 100% of economic targets met and exceeded by the proposed resolution. The Liaison Committee of the TayNinhTV Association of Fellow Countrymen in Ho Chi Minh City said that it has been accompanying the TayNinhTV Province during the 2 years of the COVID-19 pandemic. The association has acted as a bridge to bring the TayNinhTV people in Ho Chi Minh City back to their hometown, together with the locality to effectively fight against the pandemic. As part of the meeting, scholarships were also awarded to motivate TayNinhTV students who expressed their determination to study successfully and return to contribute to the local construction and development.
The existence of the TayNinhTV Association of Fellow Countrymen in Ho Chi Minh City is very timely, helping me have a better life when studying and living in Ho Chi Minh City. I will try my best to study well and complete the course on time so that I can contribute to my homeland.
Nguyễn Hoài My is a student with a disability studying at 2 different faculties of Ho Chi Minh City Course Academy at the same time. It was an endeavor, so scholarship meant a lot to her.
In 2023, TayNinhTV Province is continuing to effectively deploy solutions to promote comprehensive administrative reform, implement a digital transformation roadmap, and build e-government.
In 2022, TayNinhTV has focused on directing the drastic implementation of building e-government towards digital government, building digital economy, digital society, and smart city. The locality has achieved important results, establishing 493 community digital technology groups. However, the province's digital transformation still has limitations. Just over 20% of administrative procedures were handled online. Many industries haven't yet developed and determined a roadmap for building industry data to be integrated into the centralized operation centers. False data is still slow to be detected and processed. Solutions to promote digital transformation of enterprises haven't been implemented synchronously. In order to implement comprehensive administrative reform in 2023, the province will focus on overcoming the lack of synchronization and incompatibility between database and connection software, which cause difficulties in the handling of administrative procedures, increasing the rate of dossiers being processed on time. The locality will also review administrative procedures for abolishing, amending, supplementing, and promulgating new ones, building internal and electronic processes, quality control, information entry, localization, publicizing according to the list of administrative procedures of sectors and fields under the jurisdiction of the province on the basis of the National Database on Administrative Procedures.
And in order to ensure the benefits for health insurance participants in 2023, the Social Insurance Agency of the TayNinhTV Province will continue to seamlessly deploy solutions to effectively control the health insurance fund. In 2020, the province had over 1.2 million people receiving the medical examination and treatment covered by health insurance, at the increase of nearly 10% compared to 2021, and with a total health insurance rating stretching more than 499 billion Vietnam dong, and particularly 51 patients are covered by health insurance fund with a medical expenses for 200 million Vietnam dong per person or more, for patients of which are paid from 500 to 31 million Vietnam dong per person or more. In order to effectively manage the fund and ensure the benefits of participants of social insurance, health insurance, and unemployment insurance in 2023, the Social Insurance Agency of the TayNinhTV Province will continue to seamlessly deploy solutions to closely and effectively control the health insurance fund, ensuring the correct and adequate spending. The agency will also coordinate with the Department of Health medical examination and treatment facilities covered by health insurance to well-organized medical examination and treatment, centralize drug binding in order to provide timely and adequate drugs and medical supplies for the patients covered by health insurance, to promptly solve the problems and difficulties in assessment, payment, and settlement of medical examination and treatment costs covered by health insurance. In 2022, the TayNinhTV Agriculture Extension Center has effectively implemented many aquaculture models to diversify livestock and modern aquaculture methods for the farmers to apply. The most prominent models are the farming of giant freshwater prawns in Trampoline Ponds in Tân Bình Community in City, covering an area of more than 1,000 square meters. The model of semi-intensive farming of spatch in combination with the rice cultivation, with a scale of 3,500 square meters in Việt Trì Community Tân Châu. The model of raising feederback fish with a pond surface area for 2,000 square meters in Go Dầu District, and the model of raising snakehead fish in ponds with an area of more than 6,000 square meters in Minh Châu District of Hòa Thanh and Tân Châu. The mentioned models have met the requirements as planned. Some demonstration sites also held seminars for many farmers to learn from the experiences and apply them in their fields and ponds.
Turn to other news. The audience this year TayNinhTV was honored to be chosen by the Central Committee of Vietnam Fine Arts Association as the venue for the Great to Come, with the participation of 7 provinces and cities in the southwest region of Vietnam and Ho Chi Minh City. The new feature of this year's Great to Come is experienced by graphic material, a fairly new material in contemporary visual art.
With the desire to have a uniform development in skills, expression, and movement, this year the Vietnam Fine Arts Association decided to choose TayNinhTV Province as the venue for the Great to Come, with a fairly new material of graphics. The Great to Come is guided by painter Nguyễn Trung Tín, Vice Chairman of Vietnam Fine Arts Association, painter Lê Xuân Chiểu, Vice Chairman of the Graphic Cultural Vietnam Fine Arts Association, with the participation of 70 members of the Vietnam Fine Arts Association from localities including Đắk Nông, Đồng Nai, Cà Mau, Trà Vinh, Bạc Liêu, Tây Ninh, and Ho Chi Minh City. This is also the first time that the association organized a thematic Great to Come on materials to create an environment for localities to address, learn, and approach new artistic concepts in the contemporary creative movement, contributing to improving the artistic knowledge of each camper. I came to this Great to Come with the desire to learn from senior artists and also try to compose a beautiful work about the cultural and historical heritage of TayNinhTV Province to attend upcoming art festivals and exhibitions. The visual language in graphics is shapes and strokes. Grabbing this basic factor as the host unit, the Fine Arts Association branch of TayNinhTV Arts and Literature Association both compose and act as a tour guide for colleges about beautiful landscapes, classic reference of TayNinhTV land and people, bringing images of the homeland, country, and people of TayNinhTV into the paintings of artists.
Other artists in TayNinhTV Province and I look forward to learning more and promoting more in the new fields that the teacher cultivates in this composition. TayNinhTV branch of the Fine Arts Association acts as a bridge to guide and introduce to distant colleagues about the beautiful corners of the TayNinhTV homeland, so that we can all have a beautiful and meaningful works in this creation.
Visual graphics in fine arts are different from applied graphic design. Fine art graphics take pictures and strokes as the main elements. Artists create graphics by techniques of model printing, reduction woodcut printing, rubber engraving, woodblock printing, etching, etc., along with many other professional tricks to highlight the subject through their artistic thinking and artistic psychology. According to painter Nguyễn Trung Tín, graphic paintings by southern region artists have their own nuance, with rich detail in paintings and are presented under a local artistic perspective. This is the strength of southern painters in general and TayNinhTV in particular, in promoting the image of the province and the local tourism through their works.
The purpose of this creative camp is to experiment with new materials and test graphic printings on printers including rubber engraving, woodcuts, and monographs. The composition camp is lasts for many days, and the artists will participate in activities such as field trips, on-site printing, home technical examination, and end with an exhibition to evaluate the results.
For artists, it's important to define a creative style. This graphic creative camp is a good opportunity for artists and sculptors to renew themselves, shaping a style of composition bearing their personal and local imprints in the midst of the currents of contemporary art.
The audience, always being exceptionally dedicated, enthusiastic, and highly responsible for the association work, are the words that members have commented about Ms. Ngô Thị Từ, chairwoman of Hậu Đức Association of the Elderly in Chu Thanh District, Tây Ninh Province. With her practical words, she has made an important contribution to the development of the association's movement, which is recognized and highly appreciated by the representative board of the District Association of the Elderly.
From the first days of receiving the job, Mr. has always tried and actively encouraged members to join the association. Up to now, there have been more than 1,000 members participating in 5 branches, of which there are more developed in 79 association groups. For her, it's extremely difficult to take good care of the elderly, because Hậu Đức commune is a rural area that hasn't been developed much. People's lives are merely based on agricultural production and seasonal jobs. So the mobilization and contribution to the construction of association funds isn't high. Realizing that, Mr. has mobilized many sponsors, calling for donations of gifts for members with difficult circumstances. She always concerns and enthusiastically visits the sick, elderly, and single people. We have mobilized a sponsor to give monthly gifts to the members with difficult circumstances. Generally, I can't go to many places, but I still try to go from one hamlet to another every quarter to help the locals there. And when a family has something happy or sad, I can be there to share with them. Taking the joy of the elderly as her own happiness, that is how she thinks and does things. But Mr. is also responsible for her work. She always learns from other communes, especially what she learns. She conveys and guides branches.
The difficulties and shortcomings that our branch encounter were all supported and enthusiastically guided by Mr. Ngô Thị Từ, chairwoman of the Commune Association of the Elderly. And she is very interested in our branch and often invites us to meet once a month to find out the problems and difficulties so that she can help and handle them.
For association work, she has always been a shining example of enthusiasm and devotion to the movement, contributing to building a strong association. She herself has always been a role model, maintaining solidarity, creating relationships, coordinating well with mass organizations, actively propagating and mobilizing members to participate in emulation movements. I'm retired, but because of passion, find work a pleasure, and I see myself in a good health, I also want to do something to contribute to society, so I have joined the Association of the Elderly. Along with her dynamism, enthusiasm, and dedication to her work, Mr. always fulfilled her assigned tasks, and thanks to her efforts, Hậu Đức Commune Association of the Elderly was granted many certificates of merit. She herself has always been trusted and loved by members and people in the commune. This is also the motivation for her to continue to have more practical and meaningful activities, contributing to the development of the local elderly movements.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's all for today's TTV News. Thanks for joining us and see you next time.